Difference between its manga and anime and newly added scenes for which watch. Episode 22. The anime removes the scene where Morihito, Kara and Nico arrive at the house with the box of donuts. The anime removes the scene where Nico mentions that Kanchi, Miharu, and Keigo are not home, which is the reason they decide to eat in Nico's room. The anime removes the scene where Morihito asks Nico if she meant him too when she said that. In the manga, when Kara mentions that she would like to eat donuts all day, Nico is seen having an idea. However, in the anime, Nico is seen calmly eating her donut. The anime removes Kara's reaction when she hears about Nico's spell. In the anime, when Kara tells Nico about her idea, she answers using little Nico who is eating the donut. However, in the manga, the normal Nico answers her. In the anime, when Morihito tells Nico that he will shrink down with her to eat donuts, they are shown talking in the room. However, in the manga, they are shown through speech bubbles. In the manga, when Kara says that bodyguards should also do that kind of thing, you can see Kara's face. However, in the anime, you only hear her say it. In the anime, when Morihito talks about the chocolate glaze, you can see his reflection in the donut. In the manga, when Morihito mentions that the chocolate oil looks like the floor of a Chinese restaurant, Nico can be seen next to Morihito. However, in the anime, only her voice is heard. The anime adds a scene of Morihito bending down to eat the donut. The anime adds a scene of Morihito and Nico eating the donut. When Morihito and Nico eat the donut, in the anime they stand together next to each other. However, in the manga, Morihito is further away from Nico and vertically. In the anime, Moa's calculations are shown on a blackboard. In the anime, when Nico tells Moa to stop talking about realistic things, a scene of Nico being terrified is added. However, in the manga, only her dialogue is seen. In the anime, when Moa mentions that he is an ogre, you can see him preparing his attack. In the manga, you see him doing it afterwards. The anime adds a scene of Morihito holding a piece of chocolate after breaking it into pieces. In the manga, when Morihito tells Nico that they have reached the donut part, you can see both of them sitting next to her. However, in the anime, they are both standing looking at the hole that leads to the donut. In the anime, the hole left after Morihito and Nico eat the chocolate is bigger and deeper than the one seen in the manga. In the anime, while Morihito and Nico argue, you can see how the camera gets closer and closer to Kara. In the anime, when Morihito tells Nico to hit the ground, the table is shown. However, in the manga, Morihito is seen looking at the ground. In the anime, when Morihito talks about how their height prevents him from being harmed, the weight is added to the representative images. In the anime, when the representative image of a person falling from a great height is shown, a halo with wings is added, symbolizing their death. The anime removes Morihito's comment where he tells Nico that the piggy bank is pretty vintage if it has to be broken to open. The anime adds a scene of Morihito touching the piggy bank with his feet. The anime removes the scene where Morihito cries after realizing he's too weak to break a piggy bank. Consequently, Nico's line where she tells him that even though she can't see him, she knows he's crying is also removed. In the manga, when Morihito tells Nico what can happen if she undoes the spell while she is locked in the piggy bank, you can see that Nico is imagining the explanation while Morihito explains it. However, in the anime, you can see that Nico is imagining the explanation, however you don't see her while Morihito explains it until after Morihito finishes the explanation. In the anime, a scene is added where Morihito looks down and asks Nico how long it will take for the spell to wear off. In the manga, only the dialogue from this conversation is seen. The anime removes the scene where Morihito looks at the hole in the piggy bank before deciding to go up to Kara to warn her. In the manga, Morihito explains to Nico that he will climb Kara's arm to reach her ear, to which she tells him that she doesn't understand but wishes him luck. In the anime, this explanation is not mentioned. The anime removes Morihito's line where he says he didn't expect this adventure coming from a donut party. The anime removes Morihito's lines where he's climbing Kara's clothes and wonders how much longer he has to go and where he realizes he's close to her chest, so he decides not to think about it too much. The anime adds a scene of Morihito climbing up Kara's hood cord. The anime removes Morihito's line where he says that Kara has to hear him if he's near her ear. The anime removes Morihito's lines where he thinks about why Kara can't hear him before jumping into her ear. In the manga, when Morihito sees Shiki, he runs to hug him because he is so happy to see him. However, in the anime, he is only shown to be happy. In the anime, when Shiki blushes because of what Morihito said to her, you can see Morihito in Kara's ear while Shiki blushes. In the manga, only Shiki is shown. In the anime, when Morihito and Shiki head towards Nico, a scene is added in which, from Moa's perspective, they are seen crossing the room towards the piggy bank. In the manga, Morihito is standing next to Kara when he tells her that they did warn her but that she couldn't hear them. However, in the anime, Morihito tells her this while still on the ground. The anime adds a scene showing the Asunaro High playground. The anime removes the part where it is mentioned that Komugi previously appeared in Chapter 3, equivalent to Episode 2 in the anime. The anime removes Nico's dialogue where, after hearing Komugi ask her if there is a mind-reading spell, she says that it is indeed about romance. The anime adds a scene showing Kanchi, Nico, and Morihito's reactions to Komugi's question. The anime expands on the scene where Komugi crosses paths with Hamazaki. In the manga, when Komugi finishes telling her story, you can see Kanchi and Nico's reaction. However, in the anime you see Komugi's embarrassed reaction instead of Kanchi's. The anime removes Nico's line where she excitedly asks Komugi about what happened next. Consequently, Morihito's line where he asks Nico and Kanchi why they're so involved in the story is removed. The anime removes the scene where Komugi mentions that they then grabbed their books and left. Consequently, Kanchi and Nico's lines responding to this are removed. The anime adds a love effect when showing Komugi and Hamazaki. In the manga, when Komugi and Hamazaki meet at the bakery for the first time, they don't speak and Hamazaki walks past to buy bread. However, in the anime this scene is moved to when Komugi mentions that it's been 2 months since they first saw each other. The anime removes Komugi's dialogue where she mentions that they didn't talk because she was afraid. Consequently, Nico and Kanchi's lines responding to this are removed. The anime removes the scene where Kara and Hamazaki smile after seeing each other at the bakery. In the anime, when Nico tells Moi that when a girl is in love she can do that kind of things, the scenes are shown in which Nico used emote expression and feelinggram to know what Moi feels for her. However, in the manga it is also shown when she used the free release spell, something that has not been adapted in the anime. For this reason, in the anime it is shown that Nico was doubly offended by this comment from Moi, by using spells twice to know Moi's feelings. However, in the manga it is shown that Nico was triply offended by this by using 3 spells to know Moi's feelings. The anime removes Nico's line where she tells Komugi that even though there isn't a mind-reading spell, there is one like it, although it's odd. The anime removes the scene in which the required materials and the creation of said spell are explained. The anime adds a scene where Komugi is shown looking at Nico as she casts the spell. The anime removes the scene where Nico explains that the spell could previously only use the names of vegetables. The anime adds Nico's reaction after Komugi asks Sciencer what she thinks about her. The anime adds a scene of Nico making a heart with his hands after saying that Hamazaki is just shy and that's why he rejects Komugi. In the anime, when everyone hugs Kuroa after hearing his last name, Kanchi is seen crying. The anime removes the scene where everyone finishes the song in harmony, so Morihito comments on it. The anime cuts short the discussion the others have about whether to give the present to Morihito. In the anime, when everyone bends down so Kanchi can tell Morihito the decision they made, Nico is added along with Miharu. In the anime, when Morihito sees the shoes that were given to him, you can see Keigo, Miharu, Nico and Kanchi in the background watching Morihito. In the anime, when Nico tells Moi that she will cast a good luck spell on him, you can see Nico slowly approaching Morihito before he refuses to use it. The anime adds a scene where Nico flips her hair after telling Morihito that he's a lucky boy. In the anime, when they say goodbye to Moi, Nico is added to the others. Unlike the manga, where they are seen at the door, in the anime, they are on the street. In the anime, when Nico mentions that he sent several fireflies to spy on Morihito, you can see that there are 3 while in the manga there is only 1. In the anime, all the scenes that show Moi walking are shown through the crystal ball. In the anime, when Nico remembers what could have gone wrong with the spell, we see scenes where Moi had bad luck on his walk, while in the manga, we see the dialogues that Nico said to Moi before casting the spell on him. The anime removes the scene where it is mentioned that Moi spent an hour trying to make a paint-spattered shirt. The anime removes a line where it says Moi's favorite shirt caused him to be mistaken for a worker. The anime adds Keigo and Nico's reactions to seeing Morihito sit down to meditate after it suddenly started raining on him. In the manga, a representative image is used to explain that his spiky hair acts as a lightning rod. However, in the anime this is mentioned by Miharu. The anime removes the scene where Morihito looks in the mirror after his hair is changed by lightning. The anime adds Keigo and Miharu at Kanchi's side as Morihito tells them about his day. The anime adds a scene in which the focus is on the happy birthday text on the magazine Moi is looking at. Trivia: as in the manga, Carrere is credited as the science consultant. As in the manga, the name of the target dragonfly spell is not stated in the anime.